You are a Taíno Indian, and this is your whole life. Your life begins not with a cry, but with the smell of sea salt, smoke, and roasted maize. You were born on an island you call Haiti. To you, it is the center of the world, the land of eternal summer. An elder lifts you toward the sun. He raises you above the beach where the ocean roars and gives you your name, Guamani, son of the falcon. You pass the first trial. You were born healthy in a world where nature is both mother and executioner. You are 7 years old. Your childhood is not toys. It is an education given by the jungle. You learn to walk silently through vines, to recognize birds by the shadows they cast on the sand, to hear a snake before you ever see it. Your clothing is silence and tattoos made from Genipap ink. Your home is a bohio, a hut made from palm leaves. There are no beds here. You sleep in a hammock woven from cotton fibers. You do not yet know that 500 years from now, the entire world will still use that word, hammock. Food here is a gift from the gods. You eat cassava, a root that can kill if prepared incorrectly. You drink juice from guava fruit. You roast fish in leaves over burning coals. This is fuel for a body that does not understand exhaustion. Your shoes are calluses. You run across sharp coral and wet stone so fast, it almost looks like flying. Once every year, the game of Beatty begins. This is not sport, this is a test of who deserves to live. The heavy rubber ball cannot be touched by hands or feet, only hips, knees, elbows. You fall onto stone. Your skin breaks open, but you stand again. Sometimes the captain of the losing team pays with his own head. You learn to control your body as if it were made from water. Your gods are the Zimis, three-pointed stone spirits. You offer them tobacco. You inhale sacred smoke through a hollow tube directly into your nose. Cohoba. Your mind expands. You see your ancestors. They stand silently, and only one of them speaks.
If eat you one day, it will take everything away.
You believe that after death, you will enter Koibe, the land of shadows, a place without pain, without work, where fruit is always ripe. At 16 years old, you become a warrior. Your weapon is the Makana, a heavy war club made from red wood, embedded with sharp flint. It can break bone with a single strike. Your enemies are the Caribs, cannibals from neighboring islands. They arrive at night to take your women, burn your homes, and turn the shoreline into ash. But this shoreline belongs to you. Stealth is your armor. Silence is your weapon. You wait for them in ambush, blended into the night jungle. Jaguar paint makes you invisible. You hear the enemy stepping onto wet sand, silent as a shadow. You move behind him, closer and closer. The Makana whistles through the night air. The strike crashes into the back of his skull. Bone cracks. The Caribs are strong, but they don't know this forest the way you do. You trap them between walls of thorny vines and the crashing waves. The water turns dark. The moon reflects in the surf, which now smells like iron. By morning, the surviving Caribs retreat in panic to their canoes, leaving the dead for the crabs. You protected your shore. You proved your right to be called a warrior. It is October 1492. You are 20 years old. You sit by the shore, cleaning your canoe, and suddenly the horizon breaks. 3 enormous mountains with white wings emerge from the fog. It feels as if the gods themselves are crossing the ocean. You walk toward the shore. From the small boats, creatures step onto the sand. Analysis skin pale like corpses. Hair covering their faces like beasts. Smell steel, sweat, smoke, the rot of a long voyage. You offer them your golden nose pendant as a sign of peace. Their eyes light up, not with joy, not with wonder, with hunger. You do not know the word greed yet, but you already recognize its smell. A man in red, called Columbus, touches your McCann. You carefully grab the blade of his rapier, not understanding what it is. Sharp pain. Blood falls onto the white coral sand. This is the first blood shed between two worlds. You stare at your hand. A deep cut. Their weapons cut without a swing. But something else is far more terrifying. A dry metallic click cuts through the beach. Soldiers in steel armor raise arquebuses and crossbows. The peaceful murmur of the beach instantly dies. Columbus raises his hand, calming his men. But his eyes never leave the gold in your nose. You press your wounded hand against your chest. For the first time in your life, you feel real fear. You understand. These creatures did not come from the sky. They came from a world ruled by cruelty. Paradise ended, right here, on this beach. You stare at the enormous ships, larger than any boat you have ever seen. Your people begin to whisper. Some fall to their knees. Some believe they are spirits of the sea. But you notice something else. These gods look tired, hungry, and they stare at gold with terrifying greed. One of the Spaniards raises his thunderstick. You do not understand why he points it toward the sky. A flash. The world explodes with sound. The thunder strikes your chest. Birds burst from the palm trees. Children on the shore begin to scream. You have never heard a human being create thunder with his own hands. That night, you cannot sleep. You sit beside the fire and you listen to the shore. Metal clanging, coughing, dogs barking, hammers striking wood. They are building a camp. They are not leaving. Even the jungle feels it. That night, even the birds stay silent. You look again at the man in red. He smiles, but his eyes remain cold. He does not look at the people. Not at the shore, only at the gold. Your mind struggles to understand what exactly stands before you. Leader, a merchant, predator. Two worlds stand facing each other, and only one of them will survive this meeting. One of the Spaniards shows you a piece of polished metal. For the first time in your life, you see your reflection clearly. For a brief moment, it feels as though someone else is staring back at you. Behind you, the ocean roars, and ahead of you, the end of your world has already begun. Your world against their world. The system begins analysis. Two civilizations, two worlds. Your inventory, weapons, macana do bao. Poisoned arrows, effective in the jungle, almost useless against steel. Defense, only speed, only agility. Your skin against their armor. Transportation, a 40-man canoe carved from a single ceiba tree trunk. The fastest vessel in these waters. Medicine, herbs, aloe sap, jungle remedies. The jungle heals you, but it is powerless against what they brought with them. Against you, arquebuses, crossbows, steel, gunpowder, and the most terrifying thing is not the weapons. The scanner reveals an invisible enemy: smallpox, influenza, measles. Your blood does not recognize these diseases. You have no immunity. A year passes. The gods have become demons. They do not want your faith. They want gold. You work in the mines. The hands that once wove fishing nets now crush stone for 12 hours a day. You are a slave. You look around. People cough blood. The elders no longer rise. Out of 300,000 Taíno, within a few years, less than half will remain. Not all die from labor. Many die without ever understanding what is killing them. You decide to flee. To the mountains of Chibao, you break your chains with a stone axe and you run through the tropical night rain. You race forward through the jungle. Branches whip across your face. Lightning illuminates the palm trees. Behind you, dogs are barking, but you do not look back. You leap over a fallen tree. Beneath you, a raging mountain river. You fall into the water. Foam swallows you. Darkness. You become a guerrilla fighter. You kill them at night in the forest, where their armor makes it hard to breathe. You are a shadow, avenging a fallen paradise. The final battle, you are surrounded at the top of a cliff. Below you, the sea that fed you your entire life. Behind you, the Spaniards and Alano dogs trained to tear men apart. You look at the sun. The wind moves through the grass, just like it did on the day of your birth. You will not surrender. You take one step forward, into the abyss. 500 years have passed. What remains of you? Facts. The myth that the Taíno disappeared is a lie. Your blood still flows through the people of Puerto Rico, the Dominican Republic, and Cuba. You gave the world the words hurricane, canoe, tobacco, barbecue, hammock. Your zimis are still discovered inside caves. Your bones are dense. You ate much protein. You were an athlete. But the most important thing that remained after you is memory. The memory of a people who once lived in paradise and watched that paradise be destroyed before their eyes. If you want to experience more forgotten lives, leave a like, subscribe, and tell me whose life you want to survive next.